Time for the Stoners Minute.
Chad, did you hear that they were? I mean, you said you're working with the Twitter API, and I just heard before that they were essentially cutting everything off from the Twitter API, like nerfing it down to almost nothing. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, there's a workaround that I'm having to try and figure out because yeah, when you sign up now with their new platform for the ad and the media and the AP the developer side, all of the API calls that they're pretty much giving you is just analytical stuff. There's no actual pushing to the profiles that they're allowing anymore. However, I have found some workarounds. If you Google, like webhook integration softwares and stuff like that, there's a whole plethora of them out there, and there's several different workarounds. I would try to kind of explain one right now, but I haven't actually got one fully working. That's what I'm trying to dog feed my way through right now.
Yeah, I was just curious if you had heard that. That's cool. Yeah, I've tried to fuck around with the Twitter API, but for some reason, even though I basically do this for a living, the Twitter API fucked with my mind. So,
what is the Twitter API? Like, what is an API?
API is just a way to interact with a database.
Well, so essentially, an API, that's kind of a backroom term. The proper term is a webhook. And so essentially, if you want one piece of software to do get hooked to another piece of software to do a single action, you can do that. So for instance, you could have it to where if you put an event on a Google Calendar, you could post that event into a Discord. And so and depending on who offers that integration between Google Calendar and Discord, it just depends. Like they kind of offer a little bit of different stuff just depending on what your angle is that you're trying to do. But the idea is so that you're automating your system so that as you are doing your work, you're maximizing the efficiency. And I'm not trying to just word salad but that's really any more detailed than that. And I would just be giving examples of how you could use it, but without trying to paint the picture for you. You can just kind of see that in every major software and stuff out there has the webhook ability. And if it doesn't exist right now, GitHub and all sorts of stuff has repositories and all sorts of stuff.
So does this work like when I post a tweet on Facebook, it automatically posts a tweet on Instagram as well? Is that kind of what you're talking about?
That is kind of a different suite of software that's called social media aggregators or social media managers. And what that is where you can kind of bundle all of your accounts and have all of them logged into one instance. And then you create a single tweet or single message out to social media. And then when you set the event and execute it, then you have that fire to all the different places at once. And
I understand that part, I guess. But you lost me with the API stuff.
Yes, but the difference is if you're wanting to have things kind of follow a chain of event or do more than one thing, so that social media manager is good for if you're wanting to sit in one location and type out a thing one time and put it on a schedule and then execute it and it go to TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere all at once. Then that's for that. But the webhooks would be more like you could use it in conjunction with it, right? So if you had one of those social media managers and you did that, maybe you wanted to capture all of those tweets onto a Google Doc or a Google Sheet. And then maybe if you got it robust and set up enough, you could have it to where you're capturing your engagement through Discord. And so it's, again, I could go ad nauseum with all the different ways of examples, but the broadest, most zoomed out way to explain it is instead of hiring a service out there for doing this stuff for you. If there are many out there, you can do it yourself. You can DIY this shit, and I'm trying to get it done. This is a
So
product.
you're taking people's jobs, is what you're saying.
And always remember that you can stake your ADA at the Weed Stake Pool. Stake, smoke, earn. And that's your Stoner's Minute.
Wake and bake